Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is 𝗟𝗡𝗙 if you're new, and I make videos very regularly. I try to do them at least once a week, but all you really need to know though is that I make videos about self-mastery and spirituality, and I kind of document my own journey navigating those two kind of main fields of existence. So in today's video, I'm really excited because I get to talk about something that I am so proud of, and that is my new course, The Alchemy of Liberation. So this is super exciting to me because if you've been following me on this channel for a while, you know I've been kind of going through it in life over the past few years. And the thing I believe so deeply, and something that I share and I just talk about all the time, is how every single challenge that we go through in our lives, there's a purpose for it. There's a reason for it. There are specific pieces of wisdom that we gather as we navigate through all of these different spaces of human life, you know, and especially some of the darker spaces that we find ourselves in sometimes. Sorry, the door slammed. But sometimes we find ourselves in some darker spaces of experience. And in my life, whenever I find myself there, it's never fun. You know, it's never fun to be there when you're there. But when you keep moving forward, like taking one step at a time and continuously intending to navigate your way out of it, once you do get out of it, you have this like perspective that other people just don't have access to, because you've been into these very unique spaces. And when you're in these spaces, when you come out of it and you found a way to come out of it, other people who are also currently finding themselves in those spaces, you can then guide them out of those too, because you yourself have, first of all, you know that it's possible, and second of all, you know what your own path was. You have like very specific memory of how you got out of it, and you can then share those tips with the people who are still in there to help make their journey easier. And the thing is that they don't need you, right? They don't need you to help them. Like, naturally, if they intend to get out of that space, if they truly want and desire to find themselves back out of that dark space, back into like a lighter space of being, they will find their own way out. Like, we all have the capability to save ourselves, right? And nobody needs you to help them, but sometimes it accelerates their process, right? So if I was in a space that I was like, oh, I'm having a lot of trouble being here right now and I want to find myself out, and then I was like kind of fumbling around, like trying different things and not really finding any way that can actually move me forward, and I was feeling really stuck, I can look to mentors. So I can look for guides, like examples of people who have been where I am and who have gotten out of it. And I can kind of begin to absorb their teachings so that I can gain tips that will help me solve my own problems quicker and faster in a more efficient way. And so that is exactly what this new course is, The Alchemy of Liberation. It's basically all of the wisdom that I have gathered over my own journey of like moving through all the spaces that I've moved through over the past 7 years or so. I have condensed all of it into a course, a pre-recorded, self-guided course. It's basically like, the format of it is very similar to my videos. So if you like watching my videos, then you will love this, because it's like a more structured journey of me talking about specific concepts that helped me navigate out of that hopeless, stuck place that I found myself in. And what I'm finding is that I did a pre-launch of this course on Instagram, and then I kind of did like a little bit of a launch as well on my last YouTube video and my Disown video. And I was in this like place of where I was expecting a lot of people to kind of jump on the offer right away, because when I was creating it, I felt like like one of the intentions that I had when I was creating it was that I wanted this to be like a all-inclusive guide for anyone who is moving through a similar thing that I moved through with culture clash and finding your own truth and being able to embody and live out your truth in a really authentic way. I get so many messages from people who are going through that exact thing. They're in that exact space. And I get messages from them, I get comments from them. And so I had this impression that when I launched this course, because it was basically, it's almost like I think of it like it's almost like a love letter in a way. It's like, that's not the right word, but it's like, here is, I wish I could help everyone on a one-to-one level. Like I do that as much as I can through my one-to-one coaching, but not everybody can afford one-to-one coaching, right? So I created this course as a way to serve even more people, people who I couldn't, like, I get a lot of messages, right? And people are wanting advice and guidance and things like that to help them navigate. But it's impossible for me to exert that much energy every day and help everyone in the DMs in a text conversation, because this whole situation, like, it's so big. Like it's the journey of rediscovering your own personal truth and your own personal reality while being like clouded by distortion, like while being in an environment where everything that is happening to you feels so opposite to what you feel like you are most naturally meant to be doing or meant to be living. So I couldn't serve everyone in the DMs. I couldn't serve everyone in the comments. And so I created this whole course basically compiling everything that I found myself, like all the advice that I found myself giving to other people, all the different like concepts and patterns that I've discovered of how life works, at least for me. And I packaged it all into this one course, and then I launched it, and I tried to make it as affordable as I could, because I have to be mindful that I'm not, like, I'm keeping it a balanced energy exchange. So I didn't want to make it too expensive, because I want people who are kind of just in, like, kind of more at the beginning of the journey to be able to feel like it's a attainable thing for them to have access to. So I made it around $111, because my reasoning is that if you want it, it doesn't take that. If you don't have the $111 already in your account, it does. If you have the intention to take this course, it's not going to take that long to save up for it, you know. And I found that this would be accessible to pretty much anyone who wants it. And another reason, like, I didn't make it free, because I have this belief, and in my own experience, I consume a lot of self-development content. You know, I consume a lot of free stuff, like free videos, free posts, things like that help me. But nothing feels more transformative than when I pay someone for information, or for like a certain level of embodiment that I can witness them in. Because I find that there's something that occurs when you send energy out in the form of monetary compensation to the person that you are wanting to like calibrate to or wanting to learn from. When you send your money out, it's almost like you're committing on a deeper level to this transformation. And what I didn't realize is, like, I had these expectations of, oh, I'm making it affordable. This is something that I feel like everyone wants. I'm kind of creating this for the specific group of people that I'm in contact with almost every day. Like, this should like sell really quickly. But what I found is that it didn't. And there were people who hopped on it right away, and I'm so grateful, and it's like such an honor. But what I learned through this process is that there's a lot of people in this space that want to kind of stay in the victimized identity. You know, it's like, I have such a hard life, like my family does this and I'm stuck and all this stuff. Like they don't necessarily, well, maybe they want to, but they're not necessarily ready to get themselves out of it yet. You know, there's some part of them that still wants to stay there, you know. And so when a course like this comes out, where it's like, here, this is everything that you need to get out of the situation that you're in, they get confronted with that and they're like, oh, I mean, this is in front of me. But then they start making excuses about why they can't afford it, or like they don't have the money right now, like they don't have the time right now, etc. And what's really happening is that they're just not ready to break out of that powerlessness. And there is absolutely no judgment in this. Like, if you are one of these people who saw me share about this course and you maybe even clicked the page and you were on it and read it, and something at the point where you're about to buy it, there was a part of you that was like, I'm not ready yet. There is no judgment in that, because there's never any rush. Like, we have the ability and free will, and there's nothing wrong with staying in spaces, but it's the discrepancy of like constantly complaining or constantly communicating to people that you need help with something, or like that kind of thing, and then not taking the help when it's needed because it doesn't look the way you want it to. I mean, I've had this experience of people kind of hold me on a pedestal sometimes. It's like, oh, you did this thing, you freed yourself, like you're so amazing. And they kind of put me on a pedestal. But when they put me on a pedestal, they give all their power away to me. And when they do that, they get into this place where they want me to save them. So I'll literally get messages like wanting me to give them basically a step-by-step guide on how to get them out of the situation. It's like they don't want to do any of the internal work that it requires to free themselves. They want me to like pick them up and free themselves. And I've been there too, right? That's like the state of victimhood, where it's like I need something external to me to save me because I am powerless. But this course, like this whole course, like one of the main premises of this entire course is that it teaches you how to get out of victimhood and into empowerment. Like that's probably the main transformation that this course offers, is getting yourself out of this space of feeling like you're so trapped and you're so victimized and life sucks and everyone's lucky except for you. And it pulls, like as you go through the course, it pulls you out and reminds you of who you truly are and why you're truly going through this thing. And the fact that all of these challenges that you're experiencing right now, all of this pain and suffering, it's for a purpose and it's serving you. It's for your highest good. Even if you can't tell right now, if it doesn't seem like it, like ultimately that is the biggest piece of wisdom that I've gained through this experience, is every single thing that happens to me is happening for me, not to me. So going back to those people where I was having these expectations of, oh my God, so many people would sign, but then realizing that they didn't. And it's like, oh, maybe it's just because there's a lot of people in that space who just don't feel ready. But my response to that is, when's the right time to be ready, right? It's like the single shift that was required of me to actually get out of those dark spaces and get myself into a life that I actually loved living. It came from this inner shift of like, okay, my life sucks as it is. I seem to be very unfortunate in what is happening to me. I seem to be having to go through extra challenges than other people seem to be going through. Like other people don't have it as hard as me. But now what? Like, what am I going to do about it? You know, it's like you have to at some point come into this state of acceptance about it and be like, yeah, this sucks. And I'm not like this absolutely sucks. And I like really wish I wasn't in this position, but I am. And now that I've accepted that I am, what am I going to do about it? And it's in that shift, it's like when you get to that space, then you're ready to move forward. Then you can actually move forward and actually begin to like working towards where you want to be. But that state of victimhood, that state of like, oh, I'm not ready yet, I need something else, like I need to do something else, I need to wait for something, I don't have the money. It's like, it all just comes down to a decision. Like, do you want to free yourself, or do you want to just continue staying in this state? Because you can stay in this state forever. You can stay in this like state of limbo forever, continuously making yourself feel bad and just continuously just in this like defeated state. You can stay there until you die. Really, you can. But if you don't want to stay there, you have to come to that point where you're like, okay, it's my responsibility to get myself out of this. And no one's coming to save me. And 𝗟𝗔𝗬𝗏 can guide me and help me, but she even cannot save me, you know? And it's like about understanding that at a core level, like nobody's coming to save you. It's not gonna happen. You have to decide that you want to free yourself. And from that place, the universe begins to support you in that. It begins to give you opportunities. And for some of you, like once you hit that decision point, the people who've already bought my course so far, my course was an invitation. Like it's a universe supporting those specific people who are ready for this specific course. And it was in front of them and they bought it. But I know that there's a lot of you, I feel you in my field. There's a lot of you who are hovering on the course page and you know it's your next step, but you don't feel like you're ready. Like you don't feel like you actually want to do anything yet. You still feel like you want to be in that space. And all I can say for that is like, you're allowed to be there, but don't expect someone to bring you out of it. At some point, if you want to come out of it, you're going to have to make that decision yourself. And I'm not saying that everybody who's watching this video, this course is meant for you, because I do deliver the messages of this course in a very specific way and it won't resonate with everyone. But I'm just talking to those specific people that know this is the next step for them. They know this is something that they want, but they're like waiting for some point in the future where they're like, all of a sudden everything's gonna align and they're gonna see all, like this whole thing. It's like, it's not about knowing all the steps. Like you don't have to take this course only when you're ready to move out. You don't have to take this course only when you're ready to quit your job. You take this course whenever it comes in front of you and you feel that desire towards it, because this course is designed in a way to help people at all stages. It's you can be like 16 years old and really far away from, or seemingly really far away from financial freedom and still benefit deeply from the concepts taught in this course. You could be in the middle where you are at that place where you're ready to take that big leap of faith, and that's going to be serving to you too. But then also, it's also really, really good for people who've already taken that leap of faith but are now kind of dealing with the restructuring process. Like I have designed this very, very intentionally to serve all stages. And so there is no right time to do it except when you desire to do it. And yeah, I just wanted to just put that out there and just give you like, I just wanted to express that because I just feel all of these people who are hovering. Like in my field, I feel them hovering. And there's like a vibe of like indecision. And it's like, is this for me? Is it not for me? It's like, it's only $111. This is going to be the most affordable course or program I think I'm ever going to make. I think like I've already raised my one-on-one coaching prices. And I think every other offering that I make is going to be charged, like I'm going to price it higher because that's the level I'm at. But I still want to have this, like this lower cost offering for everyone who's in that space that is just kind of like beginning to come into their power. So yes, that's it. So I got like really passionate because I just like, I know this is going to serve so many people. This course is going to be life-changing for so many people because it is an authentic creation. I didn't make this to make a shit ton of money. Like that might happen as a byproduct of my service, but the reason I created this course is to help. Like I see all of these people that are following me who are in those spaces that I found myself like just even like 2 years ago or so. And for me to think back to that version of myself and be like, if I had this course, I would have gotten through everything so much more gracefully. And like, it's just for you. It's for you who are there, who are where I was just a little bit ago. I made this for you. Like I made this to be of service to you. I made this as a like completely life transformational tool for you. And so if you're feeling called to it, I highly invite you to just kind of listen to that inner guidance and just go for it. Because if it's intuitive, if it's coming from this intuitive place of like desire, you will never regret any purchase that you make. Like in my life, every purchase that I've made from that place of like, oh, I really want this, and I had the resources to purchase it, I never regretted it, ever, ever, ever. And also, if you join, another really great thing is like, not only do you get the course, I've also created a Facebook group where I'm just hanging out with everyone who has enrolled, and we're doing some really fun stuff. Like I'm doing some like, I just feel so inspired in that space. Like I'm doing things that I wouldn't like fully plan before, but I'm just getting so inspired and engaged. It's like we're doing like live group calls and things like all this stuff is happening, and it's really exciting. And I want you here. I want you with us because I know you're ready, and you know you're ready. It's just that little like thing that you need to like, that little decision that you need to make. It's like you need to be like, I'm ready to have fun in my life. I'm ready to feel powerful in my life. And that's what it comes down to. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I love you so much. And for those of you that do feel the call, come hang out. Links are, all of my offerings, links are in the bio. I love you so much.